Hello, everyone. Good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you are. I hope everyone's doing great today. Um, all right. I'm just gonna wait for people to show up. Wait a couple of minutes. Can you guys hear me on Facebook? Can you hear me on Facebook? All right. So I have some really important information to share with you guys today. So let me know if you can hear me on Facebook and YouTube. I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. So I don't have a lot of time today, but I want to be able to hi Bolaji boss. Thank you for joining me. I just want to be able to update you guys on what's going on in the United States. Over the weekend, we had some news that I think it's important for everybody to be advised of. So let's get into it. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Take care, and I hope you're ready for this week. We are okay. Great. Malachi says they can hear me. Great, awesome. So I just wanted to bring to your attention what happened over the latest breaking news with the new administration. We've been telling you guys that there's a Trump travel ban coming up, and that's what I want to discuss with you guys today. I'm going to take a couple of questions. For those who are joining me for the first time, let me introduce myself. And for those who have been following me, thank you for following me. My name is Odunlami. I'm an immigration attorney from the Odunlami Law Firm in New Jersey. My law firm serves clients from all 50 states, regardless of where you are. We're here to assist you because immigration is federal law. And our mission and our purpose is to help fellow immigrants attain legal status so that they can live here without fear of deportation and without fear of family separation. And more than ever, we're seeing that our role as immigration attorneys are really, really vital because there's been a lot of things going on in the immigration news which are really anti-immigration. So one of those is the travel ban, which we heard about over the weekend. And now let me caution you guys, this is not a travel ban that has been announced by the government. Apparently, it was leaked to the New York Times. And so the New York Times published it over the weekend. And we do know that there is a travel ban, but the final draft is what we don't have. So what I'm going to go over with you guys are just a preliminary draft. And so basically, this administration has a travel ban, which is being put in a tier system based on color. And so there's a total of 43 countries that are part of the new travel ban. If you remember, there was a travel ban in Trump 1.0, and that went to the court a couple of times, and in the end, the Supreme Court approved a version of it, right? It was also known as the Muslim ban, right? So now we have another travel ban that is being proposed, and they're proposing it based on a color system. And I'm going to go over it with you guys, and then I'm going to take questions. So there's a color ban that bans countries based on a red color, orange color, and a yellow color. So the red color, the countries under the red segment have a total travel ban, which means that they are flatly banned from entering into the United States, flatly banned. Now, this does not have to say anything to do with people who are already in the United States. This is a travel ban. People who are trying to come into the United States, either in a non-immigrant category or even in an immigrant category, which means that they've been approved to get a green card and they yet to come into the United States to be admitted as green card holders and get their green card. So this travel ban actually seems to apply to all of the people who are outside the United States. So the countries in the red category are Afghanistan, Bhutan, Cuba, Iran, Libya, North Korea, Somalia, Sudan, Syria, Venezuela, and Yemen. So these countries are flatly banned, whether you're an immigrant or it's a non-immigrant petition, they're banned from coming to the United States. So the second category would be the orange category, which would be a list of countries. There are 10 countries that are restricted, but they are not cut off. In this list, affluent business travelers might be allowed to enter, but they're not allowing people who are traveling on a tourist visa or even people who are traveling on an immigrant visa, right? So these countries on the orange list will be Belarus, Eritrea, Haiti, Laos, Myanmar, Pakistan, Russia, Sierra Leone, South Sudan, and Turkmenistan. And then there's another category in the yellow list. The yellow list would be countries that are given 60 days to clear up perceived deficiencies with the threat of being moved up to either one of the other lists, which is either the red list or the orange list if they don't comply. And this has, the 22 countries, which are Angola, Antigua and Barbuda, Benin, Burkina Faso, Cambodia, Cameroon, Cape Verde, Chad, Republic of Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, Dominica, Equatorial Guinea, Gambia, Liberia, Malawi, Mali, Mauritania, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, Sao Tome and Principe. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly. Vanuatu and Zimbabwe. So those are the countries on the yellow list. So some of these countries were part of the prior travel ban, and some of them are appearing for the first time. Now, remember, if your country is not on the list, does not mean it's not going to be on the list, because this is just, like I said, this is a preliminary draft. This is not a draft that has been finalized or has been approved for, by the Trump administration for publication. What is missing from this list is process. Are they going to ban people who have already been approved for an immigrant petition and who are maybe waiting to get their travel documents together, to get themselves together before coming to the United States? It's not clear. Are they? Does the travel ban apply to people who already have, say, a student visa? It's not clear. So I presume that when the Trump administration actually publishes this, they would give some instructions as to what the requirements or what the restrictions are for the countries that are included in the travel ban. So my advice to people who already have an immigrant visa and really, I'm not even going to limit it to people who have an immigrant visa and are in these countries. I'm going to really say an immigrant visa. And when I say immigrant visa, I mean people who have gone through the interview process. They've been approved for a green card, but haven't come into the United States yet. I would advise that you make plans to come into the United States as soon as possible, because when you get the immigrant visa approval, you have typically 6 months within which to come into the United States. So I'm going to suggest that you make plans to come in right away, because it's not clear which countries really could be added to this or subtracted to this, and it's not clear what the process would be like. Now, countries that are on the orange list are also subject to a mandatory in-person interview, which means there's no longer a drop box available for those countries. So I know, I'm sorry for people in TikTok. I think there's something going on with TikTok. So if I lose you there, please join me on Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, okay? Now, James Wang says, now I'm in Laos, but I use my country passport, return to United States with my 10-year green card. Is that okay to return? So James Wang, this list is not for people who are green card holders. If you already have a green card and you've come into the United States, you've been admitted previously, right, and you just happen to travel, then this does not apply to you. Now, as a green card holder, there are some issues that you may face, maybe because we're hearing that some green card holders have been asked to sign a form called the Form I-407, I believe, which basically renounces their green card, and the CBP officers are persuading them to do this. And I want you guys to know that if you're a green card holder, if you have a 10-year green card, you have to be allowed into the United States. So do not sign any form for whatever reason asking you to renounce your green card. Even if you're allowed into the United States and put in removal proceedings, that's fine, because you would be allowed to go before an immigration judge and fight for your green card. But what you do not want to do is to fill out a form or sign a form that says that you're willingly giving up your green card. Okay, so don't do that. Do not. They may pressure you to do that. They may make promises to you that if you sign it, they'll let you in. If you sign it, you're never coming in. So do not sign any forms. As a green card holder, as a permanent green card holder, you must be allowed into the United States. And if there's any reason for them not wanting to let you in, that will be, they will give you an NTA, and you will have to deal with that in removal court. So James Wang, to cut a long story short, this is is a travel ban for people who are looking to come into the United States, not for people who already have a 10-year green card and have already been admitted into the United States as green card holders. Okay, so let me answer a few more questions. Let's see. I don't see any questions on Instagram. So on TikTok, Martha says, if you're a green card holder and you overstay in Africa due to sickness, will it be difficult to come? I think I responded to this question. If you're a 10-year green card holder, you've come through already to the United States, and you just happen to travel out, this travel ban does not apply to you. Okay. So don't panic over the travel ban if you're already a green card holder, a 10-year green card holder. Now, if you're a conditional green card holder, which means you have a 2-year green card, if for any reason your green card application to remove the conditions, the I-751, is not approved, you can be turned back at the border, right? You want to know that. So we're advising people, really, this is not the time to travel because everything is in a flux. We're not really sure what the position of the government is with regards to a lot of things. We're seeing a lot of things in the news that make no sense to us immigration attorneys from a legal perspective. For instance, there was a doctor from Lebanon that had an H-1B. That's a legal status, and she was turned back. We're not sure why. There may be more to that story. Maybe not. It's not clear. So to play it safe, I would suggest that you minimize travel outside the United States at this time, because it's not clear what is going on. Okay. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it. But I want you guys to remember we're still in the business of winning cases. Last week we won 3 hard-fought VAWA cases, right? And one of them, my client had to file a waiver for her manner of entry. She had come into the United States with somebody else's identity, but we fought hard and we were able to get that immigration violation forgiven. So I know that these are crazy times. These are times when there's a lot of anxiety among the immigrant community. But remember, I and my colleagues are still in the business of helping our fellow immigrants get legal status. So this is not the time to, bury your head in the sand and hope that nothing happens to you. This is the time to reach out to a trusted immigration lawyer, get screened to see if there's a pathway to put you on the legal status, to put you, make you legal, so that you can live here in this country without being afraid of whatever immigration laws are being tossed out. All right. So Lorraine to Saint says, what happens to those who applied for diversity visas last year? Looking at the changes being made so far. So Lorraine, I think for if somebody who won a diversity lottery is part of this country's, when the final travel ban comes through, they're likely not going to be allowed to come into the United States. They'll be subject to the travel ban. So yeah, because the diversity visa lottery takes a while, and if this travel ban comes in before then, they're going to be out of luck. So patient says, please, Mark, can F1 students travel for holidays over the summer? I'm not going to tell you that it's safe. There's a risk with that, to be honest, because we've talked to several non F1 students who have traveled and were not allowed back in for reasons that really should not be. For instance, somebody I spoke to is stuck in her country now because when she went to renew her F1 visa, she was they wanted to get her grades, and they looked at her grades and determined that her grades were not as good as it should be, and they denied her the renewal of her F1. That should not have happened, because that is not a basis for denying somebody an F1. You know, I mean, she had a reason for it. I think she was ill, but they still denied it. Now she's in a struggle to come back to finish school. So these are stories that we hear. Of course, there are people who are coming in without a problem, but so it really is a personal decision. Or is this a risk that you're willing to undertake? I personally, I'm advising people just to hang on a bit. Let's see what's going on. Let the lawsuits shake out, and let's begin to have a sense of what the consensus is with regards to travel by non-immigrants. You're welcome, Lorraine. So I just answered that question. Well, can F1 students travel domestically? I don't see any reason why not. You're in legal status, so domestic travel should not be a problem, unless the person has other issues, because like a criminal issue or anything like that, because a lot of this CBP officers, excuse me, excuse me, a lot of the CBP officers, excuse me, okay, a lot of the CBP officers are also doing immigration work, even within the United States. So while I don't think there's a problem with F1 visas, students traveling, you want to make sure, yes, I'm okay, because I think something went down the wrong way. You want to make sure that you don't have any legal issues, such as any prior arrests or anything like that, so that that could be a problem. And I know it sounds like fear mongering, because the people who are traveling without an issue, we're not really hearing about that. I had a client who traveled and went and came back, no problems. But like I said, it's a personal decision. There is a concern, for real. There is a concern. So you want to be careful. So Alaji, hi Alaji, how are you? Thank you so much. He says, the best attorney. You're very welcome. Mohammed Saliu says, can you please comment on the news about possible travel bans and restrictions for countries, and whether these intended bans will affect B1, B2 visa holders that were issued 2 years ago? So Mohammed, I just talked about that. That basically has been the purpose of this live. So if you missed it, I'll suggest that you go back to listen, because I went over the countries that were in the proposed ban according to the documents that were leaked to New York Times. When we don't know if this is a final draft. We don't know if there's going to be more people, more countries, but this affects B1, B2, of course. So for countries that are on the red list, it's a total ban. For countries that are on the orange list, they're only allowing business people, affluent business travelers. So they're not allowing people on tourist visas or even immigrant visas, which is what a B1, B2 is. So yeah. So Howard says, can someone with an adjustment of status pending application, travel with advanced parole? Howard, that's a question you need to you need to discuss with your lawyer, because we're hearing about people with advanced parole who are not being allowed to come back in. So there is a risk. There is. Okay. Good morning, RA. Bless you too. Good morning, Kadian. How are you? Thank you, Kadian. Rashid says, you hope to book an appointment? Yes, Rashid, call us. Let's see if we can help you. Ayodele says, is it okay to travel with LPR 10 years outside the United States? You can travel. The travel ban will not stop you from coming back in. And I talked about this. If you have a 10-year green card, you've already been admitted, and you're now a green card holder, you have your green card in your hand, you can travel. However, we've heard that the CBP is pressuring people who are green card holders to give up their green card by signing a form called the I-407. And I'm telling you that there's no reason whatsoever to sign this form. Whether they threaten you, whether they coerce you and tell you that they'll let you in without any problems as long as you sign it, do not sign it. All right? Do not sign it, because if you sign it, you're not going to be let back in, and you basically have no green card. If you're, that's it. So don't do it. Hello, Taiwo. Thank you for watching my program. So I have a couple more minutes. All right, let's see. All right, guys. There's just a lot of breaking news. Thank you. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, and we're working really hard at my office, so it's really hard sometimes to come out to update you guys, but I'm really going to try my best. But in the meantime, if you know anybody who might benefit from this information, please be sure to share the video with them. We're all working hard to make sure that our immigrant community is being supported at this really, really difficult time. There's a lot of people who are posting fake news on social media, creating an even heightened sense of fear. So you want to make sure that you know exactly what the real deal is. Follow social media handles that have legitimate news, okay? And if anybody needs the assistance from my firm, please feel free to call us 973-993-1900. That is the only number you should call. Please do not call or give people money that are calling you or contacting you from other platforms, because there's lots of scams out there. We have one number, 973-993-1900. And if you become a client, we have another number that you use to reach your team directly. So, but that's it. Today is Monday, and I wish all of you a great week, and I will be back with more information as I get to know it. Okay? Take care. Bye-bye.